What's going on, y'all? This is Czar. So sometimes dealing with hip hop and rap producers, more often than not, you have a better chance of winning the lottery than getting the producer to give you the WAV files for the beat, and you're stuck trying to mix vocals to a two-track mix. I'm going to show you my approach today on how to process a two-track mix. Now, this is not a substitute for having the WAV files. Anytime you're mixing a song, you want to have everything tracked out in individual WAV files. There's no way that mixing to a two-track is going to come out better than having individual WAV files. So this is not a substitute for that, but it is a way that you can get the best out of having a two-track if you're left stuck mixing to that. I'm going to do it showing some Waves plugins here, which is what I use to do this. So first thing is, every two-track mix that I'm left to mix vocals to, there's three things wrong with them. 9 times out of 10, there's 3 things wrong. One, it's too loud. If your track is at 0, you have no room to record or mix vocals on top of that. Every 2-track I get to record vocals on top of, I always have to bring the fader down to negative 24 or 30 dB just to record vocals on top. This is another reason I think that some people track vocals too hot, because their track is at 0 and they're trying to record vocals on top of that instead of bringing the track down. 2, there's too much bass. And 3 is too narrow. Everything is up the middle and there's not a lot of information on the sides. So we're going to first look at, in order to not throw any producer I've worked with under the bus, this is a track that I made, and I've processed it in the way that most 2-tracks come to me, with those 3 things: too much bass, too loud, not enough information on the sides. So first thing I'm going to use is Waves Center. And what Wave Center allows me to do is it lets me listen to what's in the middle and what's on the sides, and it lets me take the low and high frequency as well as the punch and the transients, and I can either shift it to the middle or the sides or anywhere in between. Let's first take a quick listen to the track. So notice how that low end is really overpowering the track. So, but first thing, that overall is too loud. So we're gonna first take Wave Center here, and I'm gonna bring us down a couple dB. And first, let's listen to what's in the middle, and let's listen to what's on the sides. So that's what we have in the middle. Every time, most of the track will be in the middle. More importantly, let's listen to what's on the sides here. So there's some low end in the sides. I don't want that. So I'm going to use the low here to shift the low end to the center. I'm going to also shift some of the transients back to the center as well. Okay, lastly with center, I'm going to raise the sides just a little bit here. This can give the illusion that the track is a little wider. By bringing up the information on the sides will help that come out more. Okay, so we'll raise the sides 3 dB. Now, let's take a look at this low end. What we can do to get this low end is we could use an EQ with a low end shelf, but we just put a stereo EQ on. That's going to cut the low end from the sides and the middle. I want to just affect the middle. So what I'm going to do is take the Sheps 73 and it has a mid-side mode. So we'll switch this to mid-side, and you'll see the meters here change from mid to side up here as well, mid-side. So I want to take just the information in the middle. The Shep 73 is a colorful, powerful EQ. Just a few dB cut will make a huge difference in a track. So I'm going to take this 110 hertz low shelf, and we're going to cut it by, let's try 4.5 here, and see what we got. So immediately you can hear that the low end now is, it sounds more natural with this track. I'm going to take the low end in and out here so you can hear the difference. That's a much better controlled low end. Now, also, let's take a look at manipulating some of the sides here. I want to pull out the hi-hats a little more and do that with some high end. Now, the Shep's EQ has fixed frequencies. I want something more precise that I can get in between these frequencies. So what I'm going to do is take the S1, and I'm going to select the mid-side mode on the input here. So what that's going to do is it's going to change the channel. If you watch my meters here, it'll now react at mid-side. So what that's going to allow me to do is take something like the REQ, and it now functions in a mid-side mode, because before it I have the S1 in mid-side. So now the left side of my REQ is the middle and the right side is the sides. So I'm going to, and you can unlink them, because if you keep them linked, we're going to affect both. But what I want to do is affect just the sides. So I'm going to unlink them, select the right side, which is the sides, and we've already got it on shelf. Let's see if we can pull out the hi-hats a little here. And I'm going to bring the middle all the way down so we can hear just the sides, so we can listen to what we're EQing here. Okay, I like that 4 dB boost. Now, we need to get it back into stereo, and the way we do that is with the S1 mid-side matrix stereo. So all this does is it just switches it back to stereo. So if we hit play now, we got here, I forgot to turn my middle back up. Here we go. Okay, that's sounding good to me. Lastly, we're going to use the S1 again. I'm just going to make this a little wider to widen the track. Okay, that sounds good to me there. Now, let's listen to just the before and after. I'm going to take the wave center here and I'm going to bring it back to 0 so we can get an A-B comparison here. And let's listen to the track before the processing and after. So that 4 dB boost also helped the strings come up some. So there you go. That's my process to processing a 2-track if you're left mixing that to vocals. All right, I'll catch y'all next time.